We've also decorated.
We have?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
I knew you.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
I knew you were going to break into some sort of song.
Look at that. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
Board games.
And
board gaming thing.
Halloween. Happy Halloween. We're here today to do a top 10 Halloween games video because people said during my fall recommendations video, can you do a serious one? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's as serious as I can get. But we haven't done a strictly like Halloween top 10 in a while. Now, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we haven't. It may be last year. Obviously, we wouldn't have done it since then anyway.
That makes sense.
So here's what we're going to do today. Now, this is not like our top 10 Halloween games of all time, but these are 10 Halloween games that we would recommend you try. As we were making the list, we had things on there like Cthulhu Death May Die, Mansions of Madness, but we talk about those games all the time. You know that we love those games for Halloween plus all year round. So we're trying to bring up some games that we maybe haven't talked about a ton, even though we did just talk about this one. We did just talk about that one. These are 10 games that we recommend you try for the happiest of seasons of Halloween. All Hallows Eve. Boo. Jeez. Okay, also, I have a Hollywood Tower of Terror phone case, and Jeff has a Happy Halloween Disney World phone case. I love Disney.
Juno saying hi.
Juno probably hates Halloween. Let's get into it, starting with a few honorable mentions. I just feel like, I know we've talked about it a million times, but I feel like I can't have this list without Horrified being on it. Okay?
God, you're such a Horrified stan.
I am. I just think, like, it's the perfect Halloween game. Okay? So I'm putting it on there. If you haven't played Horrified, you should. The other honorable mentions, Vampire Queen, which is a new card game that's vampire themed, and I think it's really fun for a Halloween party, or if you have a big group. You could play Vampire Queen. It's from 25th Century Games, and the artwork is to die for. And then the other one is Survive. The other one is Survive Until Daylight, which is cooperative, like, zombie apocalypse survival game.
It's hard.
It is very difficult, but hello, so is surviving in the zombie apocalypse.
We don't know that.
I would not survive. I would be super
Jamie
dead.
asked me the other day if I was a zombie, who would be the first person I'd bite, and I said her. And she was mad.
Yeah, because I want it. Actually, you know what? I'd allow it because I would just be dead anyway. Now, the first game on this list for us is like, we do play this during Halloween. We played it at our Halloween game day last year. We're probably going to play it when either Max and Danielle or Sarah and Ben come visit during Halloween, and that is Awkward Guess.
Yeah.
Now, Awkward Guess is a murder mystery. It's like Better Clue, where you are in a billionaire's home and he has been murdered and you have to figure out who the frick did it.
Yep.
Okay? And you're doing that by exchanging information. You're going to have cards in your hand that have different information on them, and you, on your turn, are going to get to ask the table or say, hey, I'd love to learn some information about the sisters and the kitchen. So then you start negotiating.
Indeed. Because
Jeff might be like, I got a little bit of information about that kitchen. I'll trade you 2, and you trade me something. And so here's where it starts to get interesting. Because as you continue to trade information, you can start sneakily sliding information to people that you know they already know, which is really fun.
Knowledge is currency.
Exactly. There is a new one of these. It was on Kickstarter. I backed it. It's going to be shipping soon. I would love.
It is?
Yeah.
There's a new Awkward Guest?
Awkward Guest 2. And I would love if it got here by Halloween, but I don't know if it is. I just filled out the shipping information, so probably not. But anyways, if you're looking for a good, like, murder mystery style deduction game that isn't too, like, horror themed, but is murder themed, you know. But it's so much fun. And we play it every Halloween, so I would highly recommend it.
Next up on our list, we actually just recently talked about, so this whole, like, we want to talk about games we haven't talked about. Just throwing it out the window. That is Castle Party. Castle Party is a flip and write where you are effectively trying to create the best Halloween party in your castle. There are going to be a bunch of cards that are going to be played out that show you orientations of
Like Tetra
monster types that you're going to be drawing, and certain monsters want to be in certain areas of the castle. There's bonus scoring, so if you have like during the round that the fireworks happen, if you have monsters near the windows, you're going to score extra points. If you have monsters that aren't in the castle because you don't have room to place them and they're out in the moat, you're going to get negative points, that sort of thing. It's a very straightforward flip and write that has some really kind of like a little bit of take that, because you can manipulate cards. Like someone might play out a card that they want to draw in a specific orientation, and someone would be like, I'm gonna twist that around, and it gets really annoying.
Yeah,
in a good way. Castle Party is super accessible, very fun, and one we also play every Halloween.
And it is freaking adorable.
Yep.
Do Halloween, but do it cute. Next up, we have Hocus Pocus, the namesake of my shirt. All right, Hocus Pocus is a Disney Hocus Pocus themed board game where you are playing cooperatively to essentially overcome the Sanderson sisters, who are not so nice. And you're going to be playing out different, like you're brewing different potions and spells and doing all of this stuff. It is notoriously difficult to play. We have not to win.
Easy to play.
Easy to play, difficult to win. We have not played this in years, so some of it is a little bit fuzzy to me. All I know is that we loved it when we played it, and we are definitely pulling it out when whomever visits this month. We have 2 sets of people visiting this month, and we are going to get after it with some of them Halloween games, and Hocus Pocus is definitely one that I want to pull out again.
I remember playing it and failing and immediately wanting to play it again.
Yeah, we played it again
which is
right away.
A good sign.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're going around like a circle thing.
There's like some randomness with card draw and that sort of thing, which I think are the major complaints about it. It's got some RNG, but whatever, it's fine. Got it. And it's just you have to get the right things at the right time, and the right cards need to come up. But I like that kind of puzzle.
Yeah. Fun.
Next up, we have a deduction game called Don't Mess with Cthulhu.
Don't you dare.
Don't Mess with Cthulhu, basically it's a social deduction game with like hidden roles. And there's cards that you're going to be playing out in front of you, and ultimately the cultists are trying to get people to reveal Cthulhu. The non-cultists are trying to find like 3 elder signs, essentially, without revealing Cthulhu. So what happens is you're going to be dealt out like 3 cards, I think, and you're going to look at those cards and place them in front of you, but you don't know like the orientation of those cards. You have to like shuffle them up and put them in front of you, and people can choose to reveal a card. All right? All right. I don't know why I said that. Once you go through a round, all the unrevealed cards are put back in the middle and redistributed. So someone that might not have had Cthulhu last time could have been like, you want to flip my card. You want to flip my card, and you have to determine whether or not you believe them. Because they could be Cthulhu, because they want, or they could be a cultist, because they want that card revealed. And that's essentially the game. It plays incredibly quickly, and it's one of my favorite social deduction games in a realm of games that I don't necessarily love, per se. I love how quick it is, and like I love the randomness of it, so that you don't have to feel a bit silly if you're not hiding your role, because it changes, like, the cards are shifting around constantly.
And it's cute. It's got, like, chibi-style Cthulhu art. Who doesn't love that? Next up on our list, we have Dreadful Meadows, which is actually hanging out up... Oh, God, I never know.
Point above my head. There you go.
Looking at things in monitors is real trippy. I'll tell you that much, because we're, like, floopty-flopped. Anyways... Dreadful Meadows is a game where you are essentially like building out a meadow that produces different types of candy, okay? And you are going to have your own little character that has a little asymmetrical kind of ability, and you are essentially trying to like create different kinds of recipes of candies, completing orders and doing these things by building out your meadow. Okay? And different types of candies are going to be popping up on that. It is just, it's so much fun. It's so colorful and cute, but in like a not so scary, spooky kind of way. It has like really fun like ghost characters and pumpkin characters and all of this stuff. It is just like, it's theme on theme on theme, and also it's about candy, and I love candy. And I think it's super fun. I think we played this at our Halloween game day last year.
We did.
Or the year before. I can't remember. It was one of them. But yeah, we had a
And you
great
get these
time.
like big cultivators that like help you amplify your candy production.
Yeah, you're just producing candy in them meadows.
Next up, we have a newer game to us that we just played on our All Play All Day.
All play all day.
Game day. Go check it out.
Go check it out.
And we're still playing it because it's incredibly fun and very difficult, and I cannot win this game. But it is called Lunar. Lunar is a trick-taking game with a bit of a twist. Ultimately, there's going to be numbers and suit colors, and effectively, on each one of your turns, you have to play at least one card from your hand and one card from the communal market.
In a two-player game.
In a two-player game. Which is all I've played, so that's what we're going to talk about. So in the communal market, there's colors and numbers, and you have to pick there's one trump suit that's determined before each round, so you're going to go back and forth, effectively choosing one of the colors to not be the trump. And then the one that's left of the four is the trump suit for that round. And ultimately, what you're trying to do is win a certain threshold of tricks. If you win 0 to 3, you're going to score 10 points.
Yeah,
0 to 3, you get 10 points. If you get 4, you get 0 points.
5.
5, you get 5 points. Anyway, you get my point. You're trying to kind of make sure you get the right amount of tricks so you don't get too many and bust, etc., etc. It's very challenging to know when to do the right thing in this game.
Yes.
Whether it be play a card from your hand or to take a card from the communal market. Because again, that's visible information. So if I take a card, Jamie is then left, because I can only take one of the colors or one of the numbers.
Yeah.
So it's really, really challenging. I can't figure out how to beat Jamie in this.
For some reason,
which is
I'm
really
good
weird
at it.
because normally I can crush Jamie at trick takers, but she's coming around.
I'll tell you.
But,
so the cool thing about this too is that some of the cards have stars on them, which get you more points. It's the first of 30 points. But if you're playing non-two players, you play in teams. And then how that works, like if Jeff and I were on a team and it was like my turn to play, if I play the rank card if I play the suit card, then he has to play a rank card. Yeah. So instead of there being like a sky where you're pulling cards from, you're working with each other, but you can't communicate. But at the beginning of the game, you'll exchange a card. You'll give each other a card, a la teach you. Yeah. So you have a little bit of information about at least one card they have.
I would like to try it that way.
Me too.
When we have friends over.
Yeah, we've only played it at 2 players. Even now we're playing it on BGA because it's on BGA and we're still playing 2 players. And I really love the way this plays it too. Yeah, I think it's really fun. So, and it's just got like, the reason why it's a Halloween game is because the vibes are very
wolfy,
dark,
moon,
witchy kind of. Yeah. Listen, we talk about it all the time, and I'm never going to stop talking about this game. And it is also from All Play, and that is Psychic Pizza Delivers Go to the Ghost Town.
Is there anything more to say about this game?
Do I need to talk about this game? I'll talk about it every chance that I get. In this game, one person is playing as the mayor, and they have all the information of the town, and everybody else is playing a pizza deliverer, okay? And they have a blank map. They don't know what the town looks like. Only the mayor does. So they're going to be moving around this map trying to find a slice of pizza. They have to pick up their pizza, and then once they get their pizza, they have to deliver it to the correct home. What's really fun about this is that there's ghosts on the board that you have to fight. So you might try and move, but you run into a ghost and the mayor's letting you know. My favorite part is that there are portals, and each portal leads to a different spot. And it's so funny because somebody could have it all figured out, and then they get to the portal and suddenly they're on a whole other part of the board. They have no idea where they are. This game is total nonsense, total chaos, so much fun. Yep. It will burn your brain though. And not as the mayor. As the mayor, you're flying high. You're like, this is hilarious. I know all the information. Because you're moving their meeples on your map so you could see where they're going.
See all the bad moves they make.
It is so good. It's so good.
It is. Next up on the list is one we've mentioned a few times, but feel like should get a little bit more love, and that is the mirroring of Mary King. Mirroring of Mary King is a very thematic. Kind of game is it? I don't even know.
It's almost like a tug of war, honestly.
It's
card play.
Kind of tug of war, like Jekyll and Hyde, without the trick taking kind of element to it. But basically, what you're trying to do is, in between the two players, there is a image of Mary King, and each side of those, it's either Mary King's color or her ghost side, effectively, and that represents like her psyche and you taking control of her mental capacities. And what you're trying to do is effectively flip those tiles to your side, depending on which side you are trying to win with. You also have a deck of cards. Most of those cards are going to be played to allow you to flip tiles in the middle. There's special abilities depending on which side you're playing as. But that deck of cards also represents Mary's, again, her mental capacities, her memories, like, and that sort of thing.
To the other
so
side.
If you run out of cards, you also lose the game because she's, gone fully to the other side, regardless of flipping all the tiles. It's very, very, very good and very spooky. Like, the artwork on the tiles is beautiful. It's her spirit side is super creepy looking. It just gives me like
the heebie-jeebies.
It gives me the heebie-jeebies in a good way.
Next up, we have Septima. Now, Jeff hasn't played this game.
No. You're alone on this bad boy.
First of all, how dare you? Septima is a game where you play as a witch and their coven, and you are essentially competing to have the best coven. This is a bit of a big game. It's a mind clash game, so it involves a lot. So you're essentially going to be playing out cards that are going to say what action you're going to be doing. So there's a bit of like simultaneous like card play in that, and then you are going to be resolving the different actions. Once again, you're just trying to have the best coven, trying to be the best witch, do spells. There's like a track that you're moving up. There's potions that you're brewing. There's just a lot going on, but it is very vibey. It's witchy vibes, and we're definitely going to play it when either set of our friends come to visit for Halloween this year, because Jeff hasn't had a chance to experience it, and we really love Mind Clash games because of how like thematic and involved they are. But this would lean, it's not as heavy as like an Anachrony.
Yes.
It's definitely a little bit lighter than that for sure, but yeah, vibes are vibing.
Vibes are on point.
Vibes on point.
Last up on the list is a classic for us. It is Unmatched, Cobble, and Fog.
You could insert different unmatched here, like the one with Bloody Mary or whatever, but this one is classic.
I feel like Cobble and Fog invokes spookiness. Unmatched is a 1v1 battler where you are playing out cards, moving your character around the board, effectively trying to knock each other's health points down to 0. In Cobble and Fog, you have 3 actions, essentially. You can attack, you can move, or you can scheme. And there's a bunch of different characters. In Cobble and Fog, there is
The Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde,
Yep.
Dracula,
Yep.
and
Sherlock
Holmes.
All spooky.
Yeah.
Relatively.
This is very Halloween.
So, and again, ultimately, there's different like terrain types on the map. So depending on characters, like some characters can attack from distance. Some characters have to be right next to each other. There's like certain maps with like secret passages and stuff. And some of these characters have little like companions that come and they have their own health.
Yeah, I think
and their own
Dracula,
abilities.
it's his brides or his sisters.
So effectively, you're just trying to battle each other down to 0 hit points. Whoever does that first loses. Whoever does that first wins. And there's tons of Unmatched out there, but this one I think invokes a ton of the spookiness.
Yes, I definitely think this one, and like I said, the one that has Bloody Mary is also another great. Who else is in that set? I need to look it up.
Okay.
Unmatched Bloody Mary. Yeah,
it's really only Bloody Mary.
It's only Bloody Mary. Okay, so you
almost think Bloody Mary should be in Cobble and Fog.
Exactly. Any hoozles, that's definitely the most Halloween themed. Now, those are some games that we love for the season of Halloween, and once again, we didn't mention some of the classics. Like, we love Cthulhu Death May Die, and Vagrant Song, and Mr. Jack, and all of those different, like, Halloween games. The Bloody Inn, of course. There's so many great Halloween games. There are some new ones that we are definitely planning on trying this month, such as Halloween.
Yep.
And we have The Thing.
Yep.
We have a bunch that we're very excited to try out this Halloween season. So let us know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite Halloween-themed games? We'd love to know, but that's everything that we have for today. Now, if you're interested in buying board games, like any of the very, very haunted ones we talked about today, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. For us, that is
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
They do stuff for Halloween for sure.
They do.
Now, if you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now, we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days.
This is Halloween. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Honorable mentions. Jeff, happy Halloween, my friend.
It's not Halloween yet.
I'm wearing this shirt basically every day until Halloween. Oh, would you look at that? Just look at it. Okay.
You know what stuck in my head?
I thought you were going to scare me. What?
This is Halloween.
I was just singing it.
Oh, that's why.
That makes...
Do you hate Halloween?
Yeah, because there's so many children, and she does not like children.
You being a sook today?
So I guess it's story time. Anyways, today our well run dry. So we ain't got no water.
Today sucks.
Today has sucked.
Look at this dog, though. Her nemesis.
Is that my nemesis?